And I believe we are live. Let's see. Takes some time. Usually takes some time. Perfect. I think we are live. Welcome everyone.
Hi.
To the live meeting. Hi, Mohammed. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Well, let me know in the chat if you can hear me well, or is there a problem with the sound or the image. Hi, Dilas. Let me know, guys, if you can hear me well in the chat, just to check the technicalities. If you can hear me, then we can just switch to the drawing screen and start drawing. Can you also check it? All good. Okay, perfect. Okay, then we can switch to the screens. So I thought today we'll do something a little bit out, let's say, of my comfort zone. Usually I draw people or maybe sometimes backgrounds, but I do not really draw that much animals. So I just wanted to try it out together with you here and see what we get. So I really like seeing animals or going to the zoo, but I don't know, for some reason I usually don't draw them actually. So I thought it would be a good idea to draw some tigers. Let's see how this goes. I just want to try it out and see, also show you how I can approach a subject that I don't really know very well, and how can I draw something that it's not so let's say known to me, like human bodies and figures. Okay, so I just have some references here with me of tigers. I'm planning to draw with you guys for about an hour. Let's see how much we can do in an hour, if I am able to sketch all of them, or I just sketch some of them. So yeah, let's slowly start. In the meantime, if you have any questions, you can of course drop them in the chat. And I have my lovely helper here, my wife, which is looking at the chat, and she will be asking the questions on your behalf. Because I usually, when I draw, I tend to focus on my drawing, and I cannot follow up the chat at the same time. And there's also some kind of delay between the chat and the image, so it's better like that. At least last time we did like this and it was quite okay. So let's start drawing the first one. I think this references are really quite cool because animals have the let's say much more flexibility, and they have their bodies creating some amazing gestures, in my opinion. Especially cats, like big cats like tigers, where they are more flexible and their bodies can move and stretch much further than humans, just because of the fact that they have stronger muscles and so on. So I think it would be quite good to see what they can come up with. All right, so enough talking, let's draw. I'm just trying to get some rough measurements here about the subject, and what I usually see when I draw a subject is just getting the line of gesture, as we call it, regardless of whether I draw animals or I draw humans. It's what I'm looking for, just the big shapes, something like this. I'm just seeing, for example, something like starts from here, foot, and it has a curve towards the head. So I keep saying here because in Greek the word tiger is a feminine word, so just keep telling here. And I'm just getting some measurements now, just looking where the head could be. For example, that's an interesting landmark here, like where the leg is, and so on. And I see the side is fairly straight, so let's just put a straight here. And maybe the other foot here somehow. So if we imagine this is a straight line from this one, then I can just get the foot here a little bit further, and here is the other foot. So it's something like this. So the other thing I see is that there's the whole shape of the tiger is like a triangle, where it goes like this, and then there is an angle like that. Coming from here down to the feet. Yeah, it's quite fine. And having these landmarks now, I can just try to get a little bit more into details, like the feet here, this angle, and this goes outside of the, so maybe we can just do it like that. I think it's way too high because of here. So I'm actually wondering, what guys, where are you joining in today? Would be great to hear in the chat. Where are you actually from? I'm actually located in Germany at the moment, but I am from Greece. Would be also awesome to hear where are you guys from in the chat. This I'm marking now the other feet, pretty much.
Well, someone is from Germany.
My wife is writing it from Germany. Um, and just now marking some lines here on the head. Pretty much I see this one here, kind of. Just gonna move this a little bit inside.
Muhammad is from Iran.
Ah,
Hey, hi.
hi. Hi from Iran. Is it warm in Iran? Because here the past days it's has been quite warm in Germany, which is quite surprising, actually. Usually it's not that warm in Germany. I'm approaching the whole problem, the whole drawing of the tiger like a kind of a problem solving. Um, just making some angles to and not really worrying about the details at all at the moment, and just so here have a kind of an angle here. And trying to find the correct angles at least to pretty much get some proportions. This is quite more outside, I would say. So we're gonna try to move it out. And this is like that. So this whole thing actually, as I see it now, it's more like inside, like that. And I'm just gonna do a line like this one, indicating that the fits coming here. Let's also try to get this triangle here that we have, or more like a like not like a triangle, but like a this kind of diamond shape that we have here.
Why did you choose to draw a tiger?
As I said in the beginning of the stream, I wanted to do something more more out of my comfort zone.
Yeah, but why tiger?
I don't know. I like I like tigers. most probably. Just gonna bring this one. Let's bring this one a little bit towards here, because what I'm seeing is that here head ends pretty much outside of the feet, so I'm just trying to get this angle here. Get the feet down, and here feet is quite outside. So I think it's quite okay here. Let's just flip it and see how it is. We have...
Hello!
Hi, hi Modi Patton. Hi. Maybe you could tell us, Modi, where are you joining from? So we have Mohammed from Iran. I am located in Germany, and would be great also to hear from you. Where are you joining from? We are drawing tigers today, pretty much. Thank you. More like this. Let's stay here. And
She says from a pool in Germany, but she's Italian.
nice. Very, very similar. I am Greek, but from my desk in Germany.
Well, lucky you.
A pool is awesome because it's also extremely warm again. Just checking the legs somehow.
She's saying that she loves your art.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. I'm seeing now this angle here, just trying to get it down, which is pretty much the leg of the tiger. And trying to get the feet on the correct angle. I was just saying that today we are throwing tigers out of my comfort zone, just to see how to approach a completely different subject that usually I don't draw. Now, why I'm drawing tigers, specifically tigers, I really don't know. I just like them. That's why maybe I draw it.
Is there any difference approaching humans and animals?
I mean, I don't know tiger anatomy very well, so I'm going to probably approach it more like trying to understand the reference and see what I can see, because with humans I maybe also take some assumptions pretty much, which I will even though I cannot see something very well on the reference, or I feel that it's going to be more more presentable like this in some moments if I get something from my knowledge in anatomy and then pretty much just interpret the reference differently.
She says, me too, it's gonna be awesome.
You're drawing tigers too?
Thinks he will be drawing cats.
Or another animal. Are you actually yes? That would be also interesting. It would be pretty cool to see if you guys are drawing with me or you're just here for having a look on what I'm drawing.
Top 10. Hi, can you suggest me some books to learn drawing?
Some books to learn drawing. I mean, one of the books you can definitely look out would be you mean Modi likes tigers. Okay, I thought you were actually drawing tigers. Okay, that would be interesting. Books on drawing. I think some well done books are from Alfonso Dune and Jake Parker. So Jake Parker is the guy that runs also the Inktober. So you know this event where it happens every October, and you can actually participate in the whole month with some of the prompts that they give. They have books, and I'm also doing these books are trying to give you some ideas about basic drawing and are more focused on traditional, but it doesn't mean that the knowledge it's not transferable. That's for beginners. Then I would say that other two, three books that I found very, very useful if you're on the next level, of course, it's the Anatomy for Sculptors, that I also have it here. It's called Anatomy for Sculptors, and all the books from Scott Robertson. So how to draw and how to render. These are some books you can definitely look out and see and learn a lot, pretty much. But I would also suggest not just thanks, Mohammed. Yeah, cool. That's also cool to be just here, just watching. This, I think, these are very, very good books where you can they can guide you on your journey to learn to draw. But I would also just not just stopping at books. I would definitely go for some videos or online courses that you can also see it in action, right? How someone draws and so on. So let's just define the nose here.
Mohammed asks, what was the name of the first book that you mentioned?
The first book was called Anatomy for Sculptors. That's one of the books, and the other two books are called How to Render and How to Draw from Scott Robertson. But the first two artists I mentioned was Jake Parker and Alfonso Dun, which are much more, they have some very good books for beginners, but they have examples mainly from the traditional way of sketching and drawing, right? Yeah. Just trying to get some structure on the face, seeing some angles, and trying to understand how is the structure behind it, pretty much.
Mohammed says thank you.
You are welcome.
Modi says, I manually draw and paint. What are the most important things to keep in mind when working with proportions?
Actually, when working with proportions, I think it's some of the things you have to have in mind is the relative distances between what you're drawing and to the rest of the drawing. For example, by just taking into account that when I draw this line, I am that represents, for example, the eyes here. I'm checking, is it pretty much this distance also compared to this distance, are they equal? Or is this distance, pretty much this distance, for example, seems to be smaller than these two other distances on the top. So between the eyes and the stopping of the head and the eyes and the nose, these two distances seems to be fairly equal, to me at least. And then you have the mouth that it's a little bit shorter in terms of distances. So these are some of the stuff you need to be paying attention about proportions, and then and also size. How you practice anatomy. I think one thing to practice anatomy is to understand relationships, like I was saying before, between proportions. So, for example, what is the measurement between the feet and the rest of the body? It seems that the rest of the body is somewhere like let's say somewhere equal to the feet. So it seems like at this point here, where where we have the feet being starting, for example, on this point here, then you can see that, for example, let me make my cursor a little bit bigger, just to be. So this point here at the middle is where the legs actually start, and it's kind of the middle of the body. And the other thing is to understand forms. So you can see here, like here, keep calling here because of Greek. The tiger's form is something like this, right? It's making this around and around and around and around. So pretty much, it's the first thing you can understand about the tiger in order to make sense of the anatomy, and the second thing is to look at the muscles. So you can either search for anatomical books that can help you, but of course you don't need to learn the muscle like a like a doctor, right? Not in such detail. For example, I can see here from the reference that there is this bump being created on the left side, right? And there is this change here. So I can this can help me understand that probably there are two big groups of muscles there, but I also would go to maybe a medical book or find some medical reference that they can help me apply the knowledge pretty much. So I can have the medical reference next to it and then apply the reference to understand how the muscle change shapes depending on the pose pretty much. That's the whole thing, how you can slowly learn anatomy. But of course it needs always time, right? It takes a lot of effort and it's not something that can be done just once and then you just know anatomy pretty much. It needs some practice.
Mauri says, oh, thank you. Oh, okay, that's very helpful. Thank you.
I'm glad you find it helpful. So here, for example, I'm trying to understand the face more. And try to find the line where here jaw starts and continues inside. It seems to be like next to the eye that this happens and goes, stops pretty much where the nose is on the reference, somewhere around here, for example, and then continues up to the eye. And then you have a lot of hair here that is trying to hide the anatomy and so on. Then another thing I see is definitely the other thing we just talked about, where the feet start. So I have this, and this also continues, if you see on the reference, continues on top until where the neck starts at this point, as I understand it. And then you will have the neck here where it starts from here. Also a good thing that if you want to deep dive into animals, actually, of course, some of the people that are very known for their animal drawings is some artists are Aaron Blaise, for example, where he's kind of an expert on the animal drawings, pretty much. So if you are into doing animal drawings and so on, it's definitely worth to have a look at what he does. He talks about comparative anatomy. What is comparative anatomy? Pretty much is the idea that you can take anatomy knowledge that you have from humans and then apply it pretty much to animals, even though you don't have the full knowledge of animal anatomy. So you can see similarly forms and muscles in what the animals are have. So I think I'll just push a little bit more in this whole thing. give it a little bit more gesture. And this definitely needs to come, because yeah, it's completely outside in my opinion. So let's move it a little bit here. Let's try to zoom out very far just to see. Seems to be that the head is a little bit higher, the whole head is a little bit higher. So we can just grab the head and move it up, not like that. Just do it with a keyboard. But maybe it's also a little bit like this. Yeah, now seems much more closer to this. And this one has a more angle, because what I see, the perspective is one side is like this and another side is like this, pretty much. So the perspective is like a box that it's like a box on top of the head where it goes like this, pretty much like this one, like this box. So you can also imagine it like that. All right, then I think maybe we can see if we're close enough to maybe go to details. Somewhere around here. Then we have this, creating this one. So I'm just saying from the, pretty much from the actual Tiger Tiger affair that has these lines, you can also see how the complete form, it's turning around, it's just going something like that, as I understand it, something like this. So there's a bump here, and there's also going back like this. Yeah, so let's drop the opacity on this one and try to make a sketch above it. And now we can zoom in a little bit more and try to sketch above it. Yeah, I forgot to add a new layer. That should be something somewhere like here. I think the nose was really big, the one that I did before. Just opening this here to, I'm just measuring the angle between the ending of the nose, this side towards this one, seeing that if we are at the same angle.
Why did you lower the opacity?
Because I'm drawing over it. I lowered the opacity because I'm drawing over it now, and I'm using the other layer as a guide.
Okay.
Just do it. It's a classic technique when you lower the opacity to try to draw over it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still giving my brush big because I don't want to still go to too much detail. Like so it goes maybe a little bit more inside. I think the eyes are a little bit too close. So we continue here. Let's see. Interesting. Here Joe is more round. Here. Maybe like that. And here we have the hair going out. Add a little bit of hair here also. So this one goes like this. Looking good. Let's see, now we have the hair here. And going out from here. I think this is like that. That's correct. So let's see here neck comes. So are you guys planning any holidays this year? Or have you already been on holiday? Just doing some corrections here and there. Right, I think this is this stuff need to go more up, in my opinion, because it's, let's see. Sometimes it's okay. No, we are good here, but here, no. I think this is big here.
Modi asks, maybe you mentioned it already, but what program do you use?
I'm using Krita, which is a free program. So I totally also recommend it if you want to start with digital drawing. It's very, very powerful and very, very equivalent to Photoshop, pretty much.
But it's for free.
Yeah, the difference is that it's completely for free. Yeah.
And you have your own brushes?
And I have some Krita brushes which are also for free in my Gumroad page, in case you are into getting different brushes and trying out different brushes. This.
Top 10 says, just planning my holidays for Mars. Okay. That sounds.
Are you joining the Elon Musk expedition? Because if I'm not mistaken, Elon Musk is trying to get to Mars, right? I think that's way too high here. To have a color difference here that I want to show, but with a less heavy line. And the feet are here. There is a small bump here, and they go like that, and then you have this thing. Let's go to the other one. We have this, and we have another small bump here, and then it's the other foot, and then we have. So, for example, here it's similar, like with humans, there's a counterbalance in the muscles. So the muscles, as you can see here, there is this bump here, and like this from the other side, there's a bump here. So this keeps you balanced pretty much while you're walking. So the muscles are jumping from one side to the other like a zigzag. This is also true for humans. Did you know this?
No, I didn't.
And it's a good way to have this in mind, the counterbalance when you're drawing, because it makes your drawings more elegant, more moving.
Oh wow. Maudie says thanks.
You're welcome.
But maybe they can tell us what they like to draw. So
Yeah, that would be cool.
what
do you guys like to draw? Do you draw mainly characters and poses, or you want to draw animals, or you want to draw
nature?
Nature, backgrounds, maybe cities. Some people like a lot the drawing futuristic cities like cyberpunk and so on. I think this is way too. I think it should start here. So pretty much I understand from what I understand this is the shoulder here and here, and it goes down the leg. Yeah, so now it seems much more correct. And this is the back here. And let's see the legs. A leg. And here this leg. One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Seems to be 4.
Mohammed says, I love to draw knights, magical beasts, and this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think
Knights like okay.
1, 2,
Wow.
3, 4. Maybe it's 5. How many figures do Tiger have? 5 or 4?
I don't know.
Seems to be 4.
I've never got that close so I can count them.
Yeah, knights. Knights and dragons are really cool. Yeah, and magical beasts. I don't know. Let's Google how many toes tigers have. How many toes do tigers have? 5 toes.
And
the hind feet have 4 toes. Okay.
Oh.
So the feet behind have. So the front ones have 5. So we need to do 5 here. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the behind ones need to be 4. One, 2, 3, 4.
Maudie says, I love drawing abstract subjects, but also movie characters and cats.
And cats. I like it. Is it big cats like tigers, or is it small cats? Like house cats? They have 4.
They
have 4, yes.
Wow.
Wow. 24. And we have this one, 2, and the other one is not seen. Right, 1, 2. Let's try to have some marks here for the.
Mohammed says tigers are really interesting.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah, really interesting. Yeah. I like the way they move a lot and how the spine moves while they move, pretty much.
And Mohammed says, no, it was my mistake. Well, it was not a mistake because they have 4 at the back legs. So you were
nobody,
right.
maybe people do not know how many toes they have because they get too scared and they don't count. So there is this here. But, okay, this goes, I think this goes further away. Like that. And then it goes in. And then you have this. Like that. Just trying to get the fare now and the patterns it has. So they also come somewhere around here. And there is a pattern here. And there's another one here.
Are you drawing something?
Sorry?
Okay, no, nothing.
I'm just counting the patterns and trying to see where they should land. I'm just roughing them, just making rough marks for the patterns, pretty much, just to see where they are coming. And then on the final sketch I can just do some better markings, pretty much. Maybe I just put it also from this side. I don't really like this one. I think it should be like this. But we will correct it on the final sketch.
Modi Paron says that she draws small black cats.
Small black cats,
Yes.
Okay.
And top 10, whose human face you drew first? Well, I wish it was mine. But no.
No. Which human face I drew first? Okay. I think one time I need to show you some of my old drawings, guys. Originally, I wasn't drawing really humans. I was just more into fan art. So I was either drawing characters that I knew from comics or TV series or this kind of stuff. So I had some drawings from the 80s, like 80s series, like Sira, which was really weird. Then some characters from comics, for example, like Red Sonja. But then I was drawing stuff from imagination. And why I'm quoting this, because it's like if you don't have a very good knowledge of the human face, drawing for imagination is like, you know, not really very good. um, and then when I drew the first face, I think it was just sorry. My parents also drew one time, I think. But the first serious drawings were from random reference of Pinterest. I don't know who these people are. It's just references of people. I hope this answers the question.
And I hope someday it's my face that you draw.
I hope to. So maybe we can do it like this, and we have the same here. And one here. They have a lot of interesting patterns, that's for sure. Tigers. I look at this one, it's going through here, going to her back, and then going back to the leg. It's like probably someone has painted this tiger like this, like from this, from this angle completely. So this pattern would match. So let's go like this one, and then we have the patterns on the back. These ones. And the patterns on the leg. I think the leg should be a little bit bigger. Let's make it a little bit bigger. More patterns. There's a Y here. That closes this one. And there is a pattern here. And a pattern here. And we have the ear here. Let's see. Make some corrections with mouth before we go to the other one. Yes. Make it a little bit more coming like this. Okay. I think it's far better now. The mouth. And this one coming like this. And all the patterns are coming here. Right, I think it's time for the final sketch on this one. Let's see. Let's do the final sketch. Let's lower the opacity again, lower more here. Let's just make this red. I'm just marking the sketches between blue and red. Is just I think for I got from comics pretty much in the past, and I just keep following it. But one thing I want to correct, one minute, is maybe we can liquefy a little bit the stuff here just to make the face more wider, because I just feel it's a little bit more wider. And a little bit.
Natex is asking, what drawing tablet are you using?
I'm using a Cintiq 16. Which is a 16-inch Wacom tablet, the normal one, not the Pro one. It has a 1080p resolution. It's a little bit on the expensive side, in my opinion, and especially the last years, I think definitely companies like XP Pen or Huion have really catched up to Wacom, in my opinion. So I would, if you guys want to look at different screen tablets, also do a comparison of these tablets also, because I think they are pretty good. So now I'm just using a smaller brush and trying to get one final sketch for the details. So maybe I'll zoom a little bit more in here and get some more details, and try to also maybe if I see some shapes that I like, to exaggerate them and so on.
Natex says, okay, thanks.
Awesome. Let's make the markings now much more visible. And trying to get them as close as possible, pretty much to what I see. Let's see, the eyes are really tricky on tigers, I think. At least I am not used to the eyes, to these eyes. But they are very cool. They're much more, compared to the human ones, they're much more like eyes that are more this almond shape compared to the human ones, I think. So we have this. And as they call it, the other eye. Let's see if we can get it. Nobody gets the other eye. Everybody makes a mistake on the other eye.
Top 10. I'm happy that you drew my national animal.
Wow.
So where are you from?
Oh, top 10. Are you? Where are you from, actually?
From India. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's the national anthem. Is it a specific tiger that it's, or in general tigers?
Bengal tiger is our national animal. That's a beautiful tiger.
Have you seen it?
Not from pictures, not up close.
What? Are you looking for Bengal
Yes.
tigers?
Yeah, it's like this one.
I am from Greece, but I'm living in Germany mainly nowadays.
And we don't have any tigers.
Unless we go to the zoo. Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful tiger.
You like football?
No, not really. Not really. I don't like football that much. Maybe when I was younger, I liked it a little bit more, but nowadays I just don't really like football. So I'm still on the fair. It's so much detail. It's amazing. And this goes to so much detail here to capture. And I'm just trying to also, if possible, simplify it so I can, omit some of the details without losing the whole feeling of it. But boy, it's like so much detail. That's why animals are really hard to draw, I think. People get overwhelmed from the details and they are lost in the details pretty much. And then they have trouble pretty much drawing. So but it's a good exercise in general to get out of your comfort zone and not always draw the same stuff. I think this should be a little bit bigger. This. And this has an upper. But I really like the details here. It's also kind of stress relaxing activity, just to draw the details, because it's you just need to catch the shapes and you're not worried. Your mind can relax a little bit. Let's call it like that. Because when you're drawing the animal and so on, then you need to be on top and keep thinking about forms and how they change and all these details. And even if you know anatomy, then also keep thinking about anatomy and this kind of stuff. So it's creating this your mind pretty much being alert all the time. But when you draw details, you can relax. Let's call it like this. But I think we are in the final steps pretty much on this one. That we have here. Let's find this. Let's go jump a little bit here. And draw some more details. Some more fair. Missing. Some more fair. It's awesome how the fair shows like the form pretty much. It's just like helping you draw the form. It's quite interesting. And
I will go to draw more animals from now on.
yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's. I would really like to approach many subjects. As I said in the past, I'm planning also to do some more studies of different, let's say, subjects like movies or even animals or backgrounds, and share my thoughts on it. So as with the previous live that I did, also with this one, I'll try to, I haven't gotten into it, I'll try to pretty much gather them in a post and share some thoughts about them also on the Instagram account, just to get my thoughts together pretty much about how I did these drawings and how I was thinking. Because sometimes, like, I am saying a lot of stuff here, but it may be that I am also thinking something else on my mind, which I want to really explain. And sharing these posts is also a good opportunity to gather my thoughts and share it with you guys on a specific subject. So I'm definitely planning to draw an animal, but of course I won't be not be focusing. Yes, exactly. I'm not going to focus on animals in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I maybe do a few drawings, share my thoughts, and see.
Modi says you are really good. Applause, applause, applause.
Thank you. Thank you. I actually was worried about it because it's totally out of my comfort zone, and I don't know how it would go. But it seems to be okay. Going okay. Uh, let's see. Let's do the other leg. And this. And this. So this is intestinum. Let's look at it from the side. So now we'll look at this leg here. And go for the legs. All right, then let's try to give an indication on the change of color by just making a very, very, very light line on this. Another thing, I think this is that's okay, but I think this is more, has to come more to the side. Like this. Let's draw the tail. And do a little bit of shading just to indicate the form. And here this is gonna be a little bit more. All right, then I think maybe like that. And that's it, pretty much. Let's just lower the other layers. And that's it. I think okay, there's some more indication here. Yeah, we forgot this one, yeah. The most interesting of the patterns.
Oh.
All right, then that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I really had some interesting and fun time and challenging time drawing this tiger. I hope you found it useful. And yeah, unless you have any questions for me in the next few minutes, then I would leave you with your day.
Let me open the chat from here.
Let's check the chat, see if there are any questions. All right. I don't see anything coming. No questions. I will just wait a couple of minutes more.
Just give me. Mohammed says thank you.
Thank you to guys for joining. Thank you, Mohammed, for joining. Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
Mohammed says really helpful live session.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you for all your comments and questions.
All right, and I will leave it to you. I will just leave you to go on with your day. Have a great day, afternoon, evening. Thank you, Modi, Baton. Thank you, and thanks for joining. See you. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Let's stop.
I will put your tips
Sorry, what?
to good use.
Perfect. Thank you, Modi. Bye.